Hi, I'm Lindsay Schaffhausen with Law Officer Magazine and lawofficer.com, live at IACP in San Diego, California. And I'm sitting here with our Train the Trainer columnist, R.K. Miller. Thanks for joining us today.
You bet. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, as I understand it, you are a very well-respected trainer in the law enforcement community. And I would just like to know more about your law enforcement career and how you got involved with training.
Well, I started off at Downey Police Department more than 30 years ago at Los Angeles County. Great place to learn to be a street cop. Got into some training there, was appointed an FTO. From there, I moved down to Orange County, eventually ended up at Huntington Beach, where I spent almost 20 years. Worked a variety of training assignments, both with patrol as an FTO, as well as with SWAT, and at one point was the training sergeant. So I kind of got the bug from my time at Huntington Beach, and it's stayed with me ever since.
So as I understand, you're also a Marine Corps veteran, is that correct?
Absolutely. Semper Fi. Happy Marine Corps birthday tomorrow, November 10th.
Nice. So do you feel that your Marine Corps experience helped you at all with your law enforcement experience or training?
Oh, sure. There's some certain values that the Marine Corps instills. Not that the other agents, the other military services don't do it as well. I just happen to think the Marine Corps does it best. And with those, it's a good front-loading process to come into law enforcement. I put off becoming a cop when I got out of the Marines. Long enough to get my college degree, however, and looking back on it, I think that was one of the smartest things I did, and so I'm happy with it.
So would you recommend that new recruits and rookies, make sure they have a degree before they enter into law enforcement?
Sure, if at all possible, but if they don't, after they get established at their department, really suggest they focus on getting a degree, because it does so much for you these days. Opens up doors that may not otherwise be there for a new officer.
Right. And what areas or what degrees would you recommend? What do you have your degree in?
Mine was, I'm going to be a little embarrassed to say this, mine was pre-law. I was actually going to go to law school, and I had to make a decision whether to be a cop or go to law school, and I chose law enforcement. If I was going to recommend to somebody these days what kind of degrees, anything of a solid nature for your bachelor's. Then if you intend to go beyond that with your career, probably business administration, public administration, something like that.
Well, just to go back to training for a second, I know that you do own National Training Concepts.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about that and what training you offer and what you're involved with?
It's just basically a training company that is focused on providing law enforcement training, no private training. All our courses are certified by California Post, and most of them are instructor courses: less lethal, diversionary device, active shooter, patrol rifle. Then we also do a couple of operator courses, as well as tailoring specific training for a particular agency. So for an old fart like me, after I've retired, the ability to work with young men and women, as well as the veterans, and teach them some things that I think are important, that are relevant to their jobs, and they actually listen and believe me, is quite a nice thing for me to have happen in the latter stages of my career.
So what are some areas that new recruits are weakest in that you would recommend they spend more time training in?
Well, one of the things I see is new recruits these days, typically coming out of basic academies, are pretty well trained as opposed to when I came out. I think one of the major things is maintaining their focus, maintaining their skills, their knowledge base, and increasing it, rather than just accepting the fact that they can shoot accurately. They should probably be sucking it up a little bit and going to the range on their own, maybe investing a little bit of money in a newer, better, safer holster, things like that, where they continue to stay contemporary rather than just resting on the fact that they've accomplished a certain level of point in their career, and not progress, not push themselves to go further. Whether it's training, equipment, ethics, any of those things, all of them blend to make a better cop, I think.
So if you could, and you could completely overhaul and change the training community, what changes would you make and why?
Am I king now? Am I the
You're king of the training community.
Okay. Boy, that's a tough one. it's dependent upon the areas of the country as well as the financial issues, because those are going to get more and more important right now. I think if I could do anything, I would advocate for agencies to develop and invest in a strong instructor base, an instructor cadre in each of their departments, and then share it with other agencies, mutual aid type stuff, because we're going to have some hard times. And if we have a strong instructor base, that way we can take care of our own within our agencies much better than trying to send them out to entry-level classes, things like that, which probably won't happen as much as having the instructors. From there, I'd like to see the administration support the instructors, recognize you got to get them out and get them into classes where they learn, and support as best they can financially the training. It's kind of like what Gordon Graham says, if it's predictable, it's preventable. If we don't continue to invest in training our folks, bad things are going to happen.
Well, and there you have it. I would elect you king of the training community.
Training czar.
Training czar, I'm sorry. Well, where can we learn more about National Training Concepts, your company?
The website, www.ntc-swat.org, and I really appreciate that.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for sharing your company with us. So, and you guys stay tuned for more Law Officer Magazine and lawofficer.com live at IACP.